whatever team loses this game has to win another game in the lower bracket and then would have to beat the other team twice to win the tournament. So the winner gets a huge advantage, and we are going live. Team Serenity on the Survivor side first. Team Healthcare Professionals on the Special Infected to start out this European game in a best-of-2, technically, series going out right here. Serenity taking the roof. Boomer trying to spawn on the right-hand side. They're not going to land. We do have a Hunter landing at Smoker, almost landing up top with a spit going down on top of Miro's face, and a Smoker pull onto Miro as well for a good amount of damage off a 2-2 on the start. Quick roster rundown for you. Team Serenity on Survivor first. Thug Life, Miro, Hota, and Vex. Who do we have for HCP, Kiss Me?
Over on HCP, we have Dusty, Supra, Purple, and of course Bravo. And it looks like the FPS problem hasn't actually gone away. I'm going to assume that it will actually fix itself upon map change, though. But let's see how this actually goes. Sorry for the FPS, guys. It's going to be like this pretty much for the entirety of this first round. That's my assumption, at least.
I believe it will be, but on the second map, as you mentioned, it will be a lot better. We had that Witch Crown going out, and two of the SI, the Jockey and Boomer, actually deciding to go in right there. It looks as though the Smoker and Hunter could decide to go for a duo hit, but they're not going to. They're going to despawn. So Kiss Me, they give up that ladder choke for almost nothing.
Yeah, definitely. So Serenity's looking actually pretty good here. I mean, Rochelle did obviously take a lot of damage on that first hit, dropping around 40 HP by herself. And obviously we see Hota and Thug Life also taking a little bit of chip, but really not all that much. And now they've come to pretty much the next choke point of the map here, with there being these two alleyways or that doorway up to the left that they can go through and kind of eke their way out into the field to the left. But we'll have to see what they like to do here. And, oh god, this FPS is giving me, like, motion sickness. Oh my god. Are you watching the stream?
Yeah, I thought a little bit of it. But
rough.
I mean, just don't worry. It's basically like we're streaming through a potato right now because of the map. It's really nothing we can do, and we'll have to stick with it. I promise we will attempt to have as much audio perfection as possible to make up for the balance there in FPS, but we do have that hit going in. We'd have that Smoker getting a quick pull, a little bit more spit damage. It's chip damage right now onto Serenity. This tank's at 84%, but Kiss Me, they're still looking, I'd say, pretty good. They haven't been just like shutting down everything so far on their home server, but for the most part, they've kept it together.
Yeah, they've done pretty good though so far, and obviously we still have that tank coming up here, which will be at 84% of the way through the map, which already dealt with, as we saw previously, handled there. And there's a nice pull on the coach, actually pulls him up against the alarm clock. That's going to trigger the alarm now, and that's with all the other SIs still up. Boomer, Charger, and a Hunter. So let's see what ends up happening here. And hopefully Fitz rejoins. I know he's having FPS issues. Did a nice skeet there by Thug Life. We saw it about 1 FPS per second happening. Charger lands out onto Miro, throws him past the screen. That's going to be a pin up against the tree, and there is no spit to go on top of that. Boom did land, though, out onto Ellis, obviously.
This is going to help Team Healthcare Professionals right here because, honestly, these two teams out of all of them, I would say, have the most experience playing on that high ping. I know Serenity scrims on New York all the time, and obviously HCP has played in a bunch of tournaments where it was required to have the home and away format. This right here, though, will be interesting to see how Team Serenity plays on the low ping, trying to make the most of it against a team like HCP. And conversely, it's going to be whatever team takes advantage of that more, I would say, because I don't see the away teams winning here, unfortunately. We do have a smoke forward with a Jockey on top of Nick, double boom in the back, spit delay in the center of that fence. And the tank is going to be up for Team Healthcare Professionals into the hands of the one and only Dusty, the first tank of this series that we're going to see.
Indeed. So pretty big tank here for Team HCP. And let's see what they like to do here. Dusty going to keep making his way in towards the survivors, obviously, as they continue to backtrack their way through the map here, trying to reach that area that they really want to take this tank in for maximum safety, pretty much. But he is going to go ahead and elect to actually bring in this alarm car. It's already been triggered as well, so it's basically useless. No harm in actually bringing it in. And yeah, it looks like the stars will actually go ahead and go back to pretty much a normal spot on this map, even over on the default version of this map, which is underneath the house at the back of the street.
Yeah, now it is worth mentioning right here that there are a few changes to this, such as there is a hole in the fence on the right-hand side underneath, and the platform up top's a little bit larger. We have a hit coming in right now. Charger's going to miss. Rock is off target. Hunter gets ground skeeted, and now it's just going to be Dusty playing out his first pass right here. There's more room for the survivors to work, but conversely, there's also more room for SI to take advantage of their positioning and spawn pretty much all around them.
Indeed, so he's going to keep just chucking down a few rocks. And yes, for everyone messaging me on Steam, I do know that the stream is like 5 FPS right now. There's literally nothing that I or any other streamer can do. Even the Russian and Asian streamer, they were both getting 5 FPS, and they were asking me if there was anything that I could do, and I'm like, no. Yeah, it's just the way the map's actually being captured for some reason. I don't know if changing my resolution would help that, but that is the nice shutdown there by Coach, aka Hota, on the Boomer, popping super there. And yeah, Dusty's going on to the second pass now, down to 5% rage on his first pass. So there we go, second pass. So he is pretty much in that commitment zone right now, and he's going to pretty much be forced to push in here at some point.
Indeed. How about we take it over to a healthcare professional's Worm as he drops in to make his way to the survivors.
Let's do it.
It's in the back, it's back. Break the support. Low.
Tank is low.
Ooh.
That was an absolutely incredible 5 FPS last second car hit out onto Ellis, grabbing the second incap, but he only had 50 HP left to his name. Very well played there by Dusty.
Yeah, honestly, in the position he was in, committing in from where he was, again, because there's so much more space for the survivors to kite him around, it's hard to get that early corner. He was down to about 600 or 700 HP when he finally got the in-cap onto the one survivor, and then the SI almost landed the 3-cap, but they were a little bit off. Serenity were able to survive that, obviously, but Dusty doing work, getting those 2 in-caps out of that tank. Now we have another hit coming in from HCP. Boomer getting popped, Hunter Charger and a Spitter for the rest, but the Spitter's on top of the roof, the Hunter's bouncing away, and they're going to think better of it. They're going to go despawn. Great start, I would say, for HCP in terms of getting that damage out in an area where they could have been shut down, Kissany, on the away server. And the hit's coming in right now. Charger gets obliterated, and then the Hunter is going to manage to land, but the Spitter got picked.
Indeed, so pretty nice handle there by Serenity yet again, and they're going to be able to make their way right out of that house, drop right off that awning, and yeah, they're pretty much on the home stretch right now. Just one more hit to actually take here, and then they will be at that safe room. So it looks like they are holding up a little bit, searching for some pills here. I think Vex did actually manage to find one.
I think he did, and right now the main target that they're going to look for could either be Hota, who has the primary health bonus, or they could say, let's go for the damage bonus on Thug and Vex. Either would work, but this last hit is going to be a Jockey, Boomer, Smoker, and a Charger. Kind of difficult to land in this area, and Serenity are going to start pushing towards the safe room. But here comes the Charger, taking the pull target for a punch, but not able to connect with the charge. Double Tri-Boom lands at the end right there, but obviously all the other SI are dead. So that's going to be Serenity making the safe room question mark, because there's Common inside and they can't open the door. So indeed, they now are going to make the safe room with a bonus to start this off of just about 376 points. That seems a little bit low to me, Kissany, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, that was actually really well played by them. I mean, they had a great recovery after that tank. That was a lot of damage that took. They lost pretty much 2 full health bonuses on that one tank, obviously. And really well played to Dusty. Nothing you take away from that. Obviously, it wasn't the wipe that they were looking for, but regardless, it did work. And I'm wondering if changing my resolution would fix this, but they're running up too quick, and I have a feeling it might crash if I change my resolution. So I'm not going to do that.
All right, well, since you're not going to do that, we are going to be going live once again right here. Fast ready ups, thank the Lord, on this server, because this is going to be the first of 2 games, as we did mention. And Downpour is one of those maps, 5-map campaign. It is a little bit larger than regular Hard Rain as well. Nice! Tri-Boom going out, and then the Hunter's going to land on top of a survivor on that blue truck after the smoker pole got cleared. Boomer working its way in, and that's a pretty good start, I would say, from Team Serenity. Again, both teams making use of that 2-2 on the first hit, Kissany, to get a good amount of damage.
Yeah, definitely. Pretty good amount, as you mentioned. Super taking a brunt of it, along with Purple. Kind of unexpected on that one. But as always, Dusty sitting at the 100 health. He's, if there's anything we've learned from the past, there's just some massive health bonus carriers, and Dusty's one of them in this game. He is pretty much that impenetrable wall that is literally just never going to take any damage to his permanent health, unless you throw literally everything you have at him.
Exactly, and when he's on a team, obviously, playing with synergy and also with other players who know what they're doing, it's so hard because you can't just pick on one person. That's the way it is for both these teams, honestly. You can't just zero in on one survivor and throw everything at their faces, because the other survivor is going to be right there with them. And it looks as though Team Serenity are going to be hitting on this witch, because that Jockey's free spawn, we have the crown attempt going out, and they're actually split 2-2 right now. That is a point of no return in the back. And the witch is still going out, now going to hit Bravo. Of course, Bravo working around that tree, and is actually going to get a full in-cap out onto him. I am extremely confused right now, Kissany, because that was, like I said, a point of no return drop. They had 2 survivors in the front and 2 in the back. If that had been a dual cap in the back, that would have been a ridiculous amount of damage, and then Bravo dropped the crown.
Yeah, that was really unexpected there. It was really sloppy. regardless, so obviously we didn't see a full wipe come out there, so HCP has to be, counting their blessings for that one. But there is actually a point to go, or a method to go around that way. If you go back to the cement wall, there's actually like steps to go up now. Yeah, that's something
you have to go all the way back.
Yeah, that's something that Xeon added one update ago, I think. It's fairly recent.
Yeah, I remember because it used to be a death drop, but that would have taken a ridiculously long amount of time. And we do have another hit coming in right now. Charter is going to get melted. Jockey got shut down, and so did the Hunter. That's more what HCP needs to do, but I assume taking one down before the tank, that's going to open up their damage bonus if Team Serenity elects to hit Bravo. And right now, that tank could even elect to go for Bravo and just, again, hit that damage bonus to get whatever he possibly could out of that situation. So they did find another set of pills. Everyone's still fast, but not the best start, as you mentioned. Gets me a little bit sloppy.
Yeah, so they're going to have one person completely bleeding out here for the rest of the map, that being Bravo. And, yeah, they're going to be in a little bit of a dire strait here, trying to keep everyone else from taking incap while also trying to keep Bravo out of the black and white zone with this tank. And that tank obviously will be coming up here in a little bit as they make their way towards that house, which is straight ahead of us. So it is relatively close, 84%. Next hit coming up, though, is going to be a Spitter, Smoker, Boomer, and a Jockey. Smoker makes his way from back, pulls on Bravo. Spit goes down, trying to cause a bit of separation and pull the Survivor through it, but not going to be able to last. Smoker gets killed off. Bravo chasing that Jockey a little bit, but the Jockey looks like it's just kind of like delaying the Survivors at this point. Not really any real threat.
I'm going to be interested to see exactly where HCP fights this, and the tank is going to be up into the hands of the one and only Miro for Team Serenity. There is a split right now, as a matter of fact, on Team HCP. They had to go inside the house because, oh, that car! Oh my goodness, that almost slammed right into Ellis's face, but it was a little bit off. The Jockey does manage to land for a split second. The reason they had to go into that house is because, as we mentioned, it seemed as though Bravo was chasing in the back, so all the survivors weren't, like, coordinated enough to get that together. And now Miro is in a position where he could be chipped a little bit, and HCP are reversing field on him, actually, already down to about 5,600 health, and now they're going to decide to go back. Aggressive play from HCP on this ping, Kiss Me.
Yeah, it's a little strange, as you mentioned, to actually see them playing so aggressive, but
He can get back there?
yeah, but you can't make it to over to the Survivors.
Okay. Apparently, he found his car, though, that was back there, so now he's going to knock that in. And he's behind a fence. He actually might be committing, so we're going to keep it here. It's going to be a Charter, Boomer, and a Smoker. There's the pull going out. Boomer lands a double boom, and the Smoker should have a recharge. Miro pushing Coach, but not able to lock up Purple right there. Alarm card going in, and is going to land on top of a Survivor, who is also pulled. The two boom and the charge also went on the back. That's going to be a death onto Purple right there from Miro's tank. Very messy tank fight so far going up, but Miro actually electing not to go for the kill, pushing into Bravo's face instead, getting the lockup onto him. This is absolutely insane, but he actually can't hit him. He's stuck between the fence and the floor of the house right there.
Oh my god. Miro just lost like 1,700 HP to that.
The Jockey goes out up top, and the Smoker got cleared.
Oh my god, what a card!
Oh my goodness, Miro pissed off that he wasn't able to down Bravo. He's gonna manage to get the kill at least on the Purple, but Bravo's the last survivor up. Miro's tank just wiped HCP, Kiss Me. Oh my goodness.
That was just an absolutely insane car hit. Threading the needle, pushing it upstairs. Holy crap! What a tank by Miro. That is absolutely phenomenal. Very well played by him and the rest of Serenity. HCP going to be licking the wounds after that. Going to be down 504 points heading into the second map here. I am crossing my fingers for FPS. I literally, like, can we just say a prayer really quick, everyone? Just, God, give me some FPS.
Based Hib, please give us our FPS back.
Please. It literally didn't do this at any other point. I did test previews and stuff. Everything was fine. And then we get into the actual match server and it's like, oh look, your FPS is 5. Oh. And it's not the server or anything, because when I'm not showing it on my stream, the map's fine. I get 300 FPS. The moment I show it on stream, it drops to 5 FPS. That's how I know it's not anything else but the map, unfortunately. And all the other streamers are having it too. Yeah, it's still lagging. I don't understand. And never did this. Like, we played Hard Ring Downpour and other versions of the tournament, or other tournaments. I don't get why it's acting like this all of a sudden.
It's all Ace Mod's fault. I don't know why it would be Ace Mod, but I'm blaming it on that. That's the only difference that we've got right here, right?
Bravo, run at it.
You know, actually, I don't know. Is it still bad for you now?
Yeah, mine's still bad.
Oh, goodness.
I'm gonna try one thing.
Alright, I'm gonna...
God, the moment I turn it off on OBS, everything just is fine. It's like, what?
Yeah,
Might crash.
That's odd right there. Okay. Don't worry, we're waiting right now. 'Cause I think Miro and Super are both, I don't know if they're AFK or like what's going on, but...
I fixed it. I fixed it. Hold on. Tell him to wait. Tell him to wait.
Okay. Okay.
Tell him
okay,
do
I'm
not
telling him
ready
to
up,
wait.
because I might crash.
Right.
I fixed it. Oh my god. Hold on. I know what to do.
Oh my god.
I know what to do, boys.
You know what to do?
I know what to do. I don't know how this is going to look for you guys on stream. Oh, look at... Wait. It's definitely better. I'm not going to say it's all fine and dandy, though, but... Okay.
Are we good? If you switch to 720... Oh, okay, so it was the res, right?
Yeah, I don't get why, though.
Alright. Well, now that we have the
still
FPS
really
at
iffy,
least
though.
partially... Now that we have at least partially fixed, though, that will make it better than the... whatever it was, map 1, in terms of that. Like I said, map 1 also did have a contribution to it, just because of the way... I don't know if it's foliage or some of the brushes Xeon used. I really don't know what it was, but that was one of the issues that a couple other people had reported. But now that we are here on map 2, hopefully that looks a little bit better for you guys who are watching the stream. We do have Team Serenity leading on the Survivor side right here on their home server. Team HCP on the Special Infected, 876 to 372, so just over 500-point lead after that beautiful wipe by Miro and his associated SI support. And the tank's going to be at 69% right here, and the Witch is going to be at 12, so early Witch, late tank. Going to be a Charger, Jockey, Spitter, and a Smoker for this first hit. Smoker wants to step outside here. Another one of these changes here, Kiss Me, is that yes, I can still get on the roof, but there's an extra hedge, an extra truck for them to spawn behind as the survivors push out of their safe room.
Yeah, it's not exactly the easiest safe room to take here, obviously. You're not going to get hit right outside of it, but you are definitely going to hit a big SI hit out in the open, because there's a lot of routes for the SI to come from and a lot of different bushes as well, as you mentioned. Here comes the attack, though. Actually, that's a Smoker and Charger connecting. Spit goes on top of the Charge as well, so there's going to be a lot of damage going on onto Miro himself. Team HCP getting, or showing a little frustration probably, and there's also a Witch Crown going out inside the room there. Going to be taken by Coach, so that's an easy Witch Crown. And Fitz saying his FPS is actually good now.
It might be something too, like I said, with the map, but at this point in time, like, Team Serenity shutting that down the way they did, they killed the Witch, they took a little bit of damage on the first hit, but this is an endurance map in a lot of ways, because there are going to be a few hits up ahead here that are pretty treacherous. They might be able to actually get a good one right here from HCP's side of things. Boomer spawns up, gets a single boom in the back, Charger, Jockey, and a Spitter for the rest of the hit. Jockey going in, not going to land, gets M2, Spit goes down on nothing, the Charger does die pretty fast as well. So Serenity, this is more what I was used to seeing here at Kiss Me. They've been pretty clean on most of this compared to what happened on map 1 so far.
Yeah, they've definitely spruced it up quite a bit, shutting down that last hit pretty nicely. And even the first hit wasn't that devastating. I mean, that Charge Spit obviously did land, but they were able to pretty much keep everyone else nice and healthy after that first hit. So we shall see what the rest of this map really holds in store for us. Tank coming up at 69% of the way through the map, so we do have a little bit of way to go to actually get to that. And let's see what ends up happening here as we continue our way through the map here slowly but surely. Next up coming up, though, Smoker, Jockey, Boomer, and a Charger. So let's see what they decide to do here. Boomer rocketing around the corner. Up top does manage to get a single boom out onto Nick here. And everything else making the way in. Charger whiffs. Jockey lands on Kojak for a split second. Smoker pulls Nick into the back, but that will be the attack completely shut down. And really just some residual horde from that boom. Really only going to be the lasting effects.
Honestly, that boom was good to start that off, but I didn't agree with what happened on the rest right there, because as that Charger was working his way in, that Smoker still didn't have a spawn, and the survivors were able to look at the Charger first. Everybody shot it, and that Charger didn't have a good chance of landing. A little bit of a desynchronization right there from HCP, but again, at this level where you have these two teams going against one another, you need everything to be picture perfect to get those kind of damage hits going in. We do have that single boom going out onto Rochelle with a Charger, Hunter, and a Spitter for the remainder of the hit. There's a nice double cap going out in front. Charger and Hunter both landing with a Spit going down onto Ellis, and that's more what we're looking for at Kiss Me. That was perfectly timed. Everything landed.
Yeah, that was really well done yet again. Both Vex and Miro taking a nice brunt of damage there from that hit. And yeah, tank come up now as they make their way out into the open field here. So Serenity going to face their second tank of the game. Once again, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. You're watching the Bleed Out Tournament Upper Bracket Finals, which is obviously not the Grand Finals, but it is the finals of the upper bracket here. Loser will drop down to the lower bracket and play the winner of the lower bracket game next week. So let's see who becomes our victor and who becomes the loser of this game. As the next hit makes its way in, both both actually the Jockey and Hunter doing some nice distraction. The Rock actually does manage to whiff though on Vex, and that Smoker's going to look to try and stay alive here as Serenity make their way backwards in the map.
Indeed. How about we take it over to a Team Healthcare Professionals War Room once again right here as Super starts following Team Serenity.
Let's kick it over.
Yeah. I got time back into you.
Should I commit with that?
Dusty doesn't even have a spawn yet.
Oh, I know.
Let him
I mean,
go
you can
through.
keep throwing rocks.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
They're gonna
80%.
push me.
They're just standing in the open. We don't have to even like hit until they decide to try an LOS. Why'd you drop?
There's a ladder here.
I'm ready whenever she get a hit.
I'm ready, yeah.
Let's go.
Alright, let's
now.
go.
Go, Jockey.
Oh.
That's not holy shit.
Miro is slow. Can you get on the roof with the boomer? That works, yeah. One boom, don't go. Just keep playing rock. You're still 30% first.
Yeah.
Ready, Bravo?
Ready?
Yep. Let's go.
Let's go.
When they're standing outside, you don't have to hit until they decide to LOS, really.
That guy's not even LOSing you.
It's a good spot to hit inside for my charger and shit, isn't
I'm
it?
committing.
Yeah.
I'm committing until I get up.
Okay,
Alright.
let's go.
You
Gotta go.
What?
Melee. Nice,
Okay.
And we are back from that war room of Team HCP. Pretty well timed tank there by Super. Did miss a couple of early punches there out on Ellis. Good jukes by him. And yeah, obviously not the wipe that they were looking for, Rails.
But lots of damage going out. Like you said, that did not start out that well, but once Super was able to land that multi on the side, he got rid of almost all of Team Serenity's permanent health bonuses. Still an okay amount on Hota and Thug, but Miro and Vex are not looking as good. Plus, also right now, like, that's no pills left. They still have this partial event to get through. It's different than it is on regular hard rain, but the Smoker's going to try to land up top. Boomer got popped. Spitter's going to go in on a pounce target down below, so that's going to be even more health bonus evaporating off of Hota right there. The reason I say it's different, Kiss Me, is because they obviously don't have to go down an elevator. They go down a flight of stairs, and this door opens a lot quicker than the elevator does.
Yeah, and then obviously you don't have to wait for that ride down. You can pretty much just drop down the staircases. So they really don't have that much of a map left to actually go here. And Team HGP, they got to start closing this gap a little bit with the total scores right now. Because right now they're 1,000 points down exactly to Team Serenity. As another attack makes its way in here. Charger looking to come up that ladder. Jockey gets mowed down though. Smoker pulls on the other side. Charger whiffs. And that spit will be basically useless as Team Serenity start ducking the way through the open shutter and making the way through the rest of the map here. Pretty much only one hit left, I would say.
Yeah, honestly, I question that call to send that hit before the staircase right there. My reason being is that, as we see, Team Serenity are going to almost get... Actually, they are going to get the field off that because they sent it right there. If you at least send it on the stairs, you have a chance of getting maybe some kind of charge or dropping it down their faces. But Serenity were in a good position. We were able to shut everything down. The Charger was forced to climb the ladder, and now we got this going on. We do have that Jockey and Hunter both trying to land it in the back. The Pounce does land for a split second, and then the Jockey does jump on Hota's face as well after he gets spit on. But Kiss Me, I feel like that should have been even more damage going out. But instead, Team Serenity still actually has 100% on their damage bonus, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and they're still sitting at a 439 health bonus, walking the way into the safe. And that's pretty big for this map. I mean, it's by no means a short map at all, and it also has some weird quirks to it, to say the least. So they will make their way in, and once again, that grand total score of 436 points, 1,036 for that map for Team Serenity. So they're going to be up 1,600, well, I would say more like 1,540 points or so to Team HCP, and now it's really down to HCP to start, reciprocating here. They have to close this gap.
Yeah, and as was mentioned, I think Super's tank started off the way it did, but then he managed to get those punches and that one multi there near the end, and after that, pretty much HCP almost did next to no damage on their hits. Like, they landed a couple pound spits, but no charger landed. They didn't really get any multicaps going, and that shows that because of this map, as we said, is pretty long in terms of distance, you can still get over 1k points with the way that their damage bonus was sitting, not even their health bonus. They had like 15% health bonus, 100% damage bonus. That's going to take a couple of, I don't know, like, it's going to take a couple of variables to go HCP's way, I would say. Like, they're going to need to take that tank a lot better, which is possible in that open field, but then they're also not going to do what they did map 1, hopefully for them, when they had that Witch Crown go awry and then almost got multi-capped on the same play.
Yeah, they have quite a fun little time ahead of them, for sure. Sorry, I was actually looking at my video settings. I'm sorry, Rouse, I didn't listen to you.
It's okay. I was just talking. Nobody does. It's all right.
I understand.
Get the plank from ProMod, Jacob. Oh, yeah, that's right. There's no SI ladder anymore to get on top of the roof, so everyone's forced to actually jump on the fence to the tree to the roof in that order. But Squirrel Hota doesn't understand what you're talking about.
I don't know if Jacob actually had anything to do with this map at all. I think it was purely NF and Xeon. NF did the stripper and Xeon did the map, well, along with NF.
Right, so we really can't blame Jacob here, but I'm sure someone still will. We are live, and HCP's on the Survivor, already trailing by a pretty good amount right here, even though it's going into their half of map 2. Almost 2k points scored by Serenity so far in their home server. That's what you like to see. Spitter, Jockey, Charger, and a Smoker for Serenity's first hit right here. Let's see what they're able to pull off or pull up in terms of that Smoker up there. Let's see, because the Survivors are baiting it. This is weird, Kiss Me. HCP's baiting. What do I do?
Hide. I've never seen HCP play so passively. But it seems like they understand what's at risk here, and they have to play much more passively. And that attack literally got nullified. There is nothing from that hit. Well, that pull, I gotta say, I guess has something. Coach taking a couple ticks of damage there. Dusty dropping down around 10 HP from the hit. The normal shield taking a bit of damage, and let's see if we can get on this witch, actually. Yeah, she's actually inside.
They're playing this so passively right now. That's why I was caught off guard right there. Usually we see HCP, like, blitzing through stuff even with their high ping, but right here they have started to slow it down. But they actually slowed down enough to now where there's another full hit up as they back up here. Boomer gets a single boom. Charger, Jockey, and a Spitter, and Kiss Me, they are backing all the way up to the safe room. Where's our friend the witch?
I don't know. That's what's confusing me.
She's stuck. She's at the doorway on the other side, and they're gonna send a full. This is gonna be bad for HCP. The witch is stuck. Spit's gonna go down on the coach. Jockey is still up as well. That was half of Dusty's health, and Kiss Me, she is still stuck on the other side over there. And now they are saying that the witch is stuck after that hit. That is so unfortunate because they managed to mitigate that first hit so well, and now the witch is going to unstick herself, going in, and I don't know who she was swiping at, but she does die. Kiss Me, that's so unfortunate. They backed up, and Dusty lost half his health because of it.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty to say the least, so they can't be too happy about that. It also took Serenity quite a little bit to actually call stuck witch. So it's very unfortunate for them, to say the least. If they didn't wait any longer, I was going to say, like, you guys got to call that shit. You can't wait.
Yeah, we do have that single boom going out. Hunter, Spitter, and a Jockey for the other 3 spawns. But HCP are backing up once again to clear these common. This is reminding me of Apollyon right now. I'm just going to say that because that's what Apollyon used to do, at least at some points, where they would go forward, they would take that stuff, and then back up and clear it all out. And then when the SI spawns came in, they would reposition themselves. It was a good strategy for them. I'm just not used to seeing it work on HCP's side of things at all. This is the slowest I've ever seen HCP go, and it's worked so far aside from the fact that Witch got stuck. I think that's really what did it for them. Hunter's going to go in, does get taken out. You have that Charger and Jockey landing, though, on a Dusky in the corner, and that's exactly what I kind of said, Kiss Me, because now Team Serenity are going to be able to work on the damage bonus with that in cap.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage obviously going on Dusty as he took that in cap. So they're definitely doing work here slowly but surely. That Jockey is also still up in the hands of Thug Life, so he will be able to work his way around and get that despawn. But yeah, Dusty now, once again, that damage bonus wide open for the taking now from Team Serenity. So now if he gets cornered by a tank, he's not only going to lose that damage plus that temporary he had on him from the pills, but he is pretty much full temp now. So they could lose basically all of their damage bonus if he ends up, popping a set of pills before the tank commits and then gets down completely. So that's a lot of bonus that's up in their hands right now, and Dusty has to be protected. Hunter goes in, looks for a pass, doesn't find it though, and he will go ahead and reposition himself. We're looking for another DP here. Actually going to go ahead and go stealth, starts running around. Yeah, this is really uncharacteristic, and I feel like Dusty is the one paying for it heavily.
He is. Everybody else is alright right now, but Dusty, like I said, he's been the brunt of those 2 hits. Nice skeet, nice pop. Smoker is going to be the last thing up. That Jockey got destroyed, and Miro crashes.
Yeah, I saw the smoker just hiding behind the corner. I'm like, is he gonna do anything? And then he blew up in a
Okay.
puff of smoke. So I was like, okay.
I see what HCP is doing right now, and basically, this reminds me of, what was that team in RBT3? Whatever's, where it was Bravo and Purple. Like, when they played against AG, I think it was in the semifinals on Paris, something like that. It was very, very similar to this, where they just started man-moding it like, okay, we're going to bait here for a second, then everybody coordinates, goes out, one person looks left, one person looks right, one down, one up, cover all the cardinal directions, and then find a way to shut things down. That's exactly what they did right there. Again, it's very, very precise, and it's not used to HCP, because even when HCP plays serious, usually, they blitz through maps, they shut things down as they're moving, but Kiss Me, this is the most coordinated survivor from them I think we've seen in terms of this. It just hasn't necessarily worked for them so far the way they wanted to, with the incap going out into Dusty here for the second chapter in a row after Bravo got incapped on a Witch map 1.
Yeah, this really isn't something that we're used to seeing, as you mentioned, by them. Once again, used to be a very hyper-aggressive team here, or at least that we were used to. Maybe they decided to change things up, realizing that, we have to play a little bit smarter here against these guys. We just can't go balls to the walls and expect our raw skill and DM to actually be able to beat them. So they are actually putting some strategies into this, it seems, and playing much more passively. Charger gets obliterated. Under does land, but that's much better than that Charger landing with the spit. Unfortunately, that spit did go out onto Dusty, so that is going to start ticking down that damage bonus, going to knock it down to 93%. So they have to try and keep Dusty away from this tank upon that commitment happening. And actually, HCP immediately backpedaling upon that tank spawn.
Wow.
I wonder if they could... They could AI this. I mean, if they went far enough back, I'm pretty sure it would do it.
I don't know if they're gonna... You know what, Kiss Me, you might be right. I'm trying to figure out if they're gonna go that far, but that jockey manages to land for a split second. Hunter bouncing in, going to land as well. Charger did whiff. Tank in the hands of Thug Life for Team Serenity. And how about we send it over to a Team Serenity Special Infected Worm to hear how they play against HCP's newfound survivor baiting skills.
Let's kick it over.
Forever from there. The chip is nothing, just look at them.
They're like, what, 4 shotguns?
We need the booms.
Yeah, all shotguns.
I got a boom.
Fucking ladder.
Go one attack. Ready for rock. Go.
Yeah.
One boom. Just keep your control. Try to keep your control all the time. The chip is nothing.
Ready, next rock.
I'm ready, guys.
Go, go, go. Attack. Jockey.
Let's go, let's go. Nice. Good job. Good hit, good hit.
Nice.
And a rock too!
Don't lose your man.
Still first.
Be water.
Go for 25s if you get hunter.
Boom.
Boom or go last maybe. I'm ready.
Maybe bunny hop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
Start,
Smoker,
go.
start.
Ooh! Nice.
Oh, they got the
Get him!
rock.
Get him!
So fucking bad.
We can wipe them here easy. Just patience. More hits like this.
Okay, next rock. We attack.
Ready
Okay,
whenever.
Hunter, go. Jockey,
go.
start, go.
I'm ready.
Double up. No more pills. What is that rock?
Second.
Go.
Ready.
Next rock.
Go.
Man.
Well, there's still 6k. One slow. Stop the bleed.
You can't even drop to land.
No, then I can't get back.
You could go now.
Yeah, I
Go.
go in, I go in, I go
Go in, go in. I got a boom. Go help, go help. Nice, good job, good job. Get that fucker.
Chase him.
Good shit.
Every attack.
Easy.
Wow, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. That's the tank wipe going out by Thug Life. Kiss me, what did we just witness?
We witnessed pretty much ACP getting dismantled by Serenity. Attack after attack. Literally, there was nothing that kept them safe. Serenity were just relentless throughout the entirety of that tank. And HCP really, I'm not laughing at them. It was just an awe
Kind
to
of
see that.
insane.
It was just hit after hit. Like literally, Serenity had everything on them, and it was just incredible. Very well played by Serenity and Thug Life in general with that tank. So we will be moving on to the third map, guys. Yet again, winner of this game does not only secure themselves a spot in the grand finals, but they will also obviously walk away with a guaranteed $600. Since they can at least get second at the very least here in the tournament. So it is a pretty big match here for both of these teams. And, you know, if you're HCP, you can't be happy about this right now. Like, you're probably looking at this and you're like, all right, this is basically like a money game. If you win this, you're getting $600. Like, you don't want to give that up. You don't want to be down this much going into the third map because the score differential is already 1,200 points in favor of Serenity. I mean, we are on the European server, so there is. Oh god, I thought I hit my ready up button. Okay. But regardless, yeah, let's just go with that. That's a good synopsis.
I mean, and the thing is, if ATP loses and wants to win the tournament, they're going to beat Serenity twice in a row later. We do have that Hunter landing in the back booth right there. Boomer in the center getting a nice proxy, but that spit is actually not on the table back there next to Hoda, so he was not proxied into it. Our tank is at 40% right here, and with the lead that Team Serenity has, you can always look at it as a correlation between the servers, right? So, okay, if Serenity's playing this well on their home server here, that means this is how HCP is going to have to play in order to try and match them when we go back to the North American server. I mean, if Serenity can keep building on this and get like a 2 or a 3K point lead, that would be insane right here. It's still pretty early on. We're not even halfway through the game so far, but HCP have not played as we expected them to, at least up until this point. We have a Jockey Hunter and a Charger for the 3-cap right here. Going in as 2 survivors are boom. That Charger got destroyed by Miro. Hunter gets shut down. Jockey lands onto Miro for a couple of seconds. So that's going to be another choke that Team HCP aren't going to take advantage of, I don't think, right here, because they hit there with the 3-cap without a spitter, and now Serenity's going to get the stairs and maybe even the ladder outside, but there is going to be a tank, so never mind, I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, playing against Serenity 2 times in a row and having to beat them in the grand finals is not what you want to leave this up to. That's rough. That's rough for any team. I mean, I would hope that we'd actually see that happen. That'd be pretty nuts. But there's a nice double boom going out to Serenity. Smoker pull in the back. The tank might actually commit here, or at least I think he would have if they just held on to that smoker a little bit longer. But the tank up in the hands of Purple, and they need a tank wipe. And as you were mentioning earlier, you know, obviously Team HCP is going to have to play up to par with what Serenity's doing right now. This tank's probably going to commit with this tail end of the Horde, but really the survivor play from Serenity hasn't been astronomical. It's just been the tanks that have been doing a lot of work. So I think HCP can definitely make the points back. They just have to get the wipes pretty much.
He's trying to decide exactly where he wants to come in from. Pretty sure. I think he's going to come right through this hole. Charger, Jockey, and a Hunter. Here comes Purple. He's going in, trying to get his initial corner onto either Ellis or Nick, but not going to get it. Now he gets a single punch going up. That Hunter is already onto Ellis' face. Tank doing work right now. Going to turn around. Managing to get a nice double punch. Another punch missing, actually, onto the side of the cubicles, and Purple's going to whip at the end. Kiss me, that's only 1 down from Purple's tank in that area.
Yeah, that's very rough. I mean, the SI really weren't all there for him, obviously. Only the Hunter doing a bit of work there. And they really needed a tri-cap with that last one being quadded up by the tank. That's very unfortunate. Not too sure who that person is. Hopefully they get removed. But, yeah, this is looking pretty dire right now for Team HCP. Right now, the health bonus, as it stands, is at 868. So they have a long way to go with the chip away on this health.
Yeah, and I mean, Purple, I think, made the right call to go in when he did. The problem is, I don't think he was able to get his initial corner until he was at, like, what, 2600 HP? The Survivors did a good job of kiting him around. There's the Smoker Pull going out, Spit going down. On top of that, Jockey getting killed, and Kiss Me, this is going to be Serenity still able to motor their way through this map. These 4 players that we're seeing in front of us right here. I also really appreciate the roster depth on Serenity, because obviously Dane isn't playing, and also MC was an active member of that team, but these 4 right now are doing a great job on the home turf. We'll see exactly who shows up for the North American game. But the cohesion that we're seeing right here, going all the way back to like Star Team and Nonstop and other situations like that, is just absolutely beautiful in terms of what you want to see from a top-tier Left 4 Dead team. Hit is coming in right now. Jockey's in the back, and Hoto wanted to push it, but instead he's just going to work his way outside. Charger, Jockey, Hunter, and a Boomer for this hit from HCP.
I feel like that was a big missed opportunity there. I don't know why HCP didn't go with Miro. The mass separation was massive. Burgos attack makes it away. Now Charger with Boomer lands on one person. Hunter landing on Nick there in the back. We'll do a bit of that. I'm not going to say a good amount. I'm going to say a little bit of damage probably out on Serenity. And we'll see Vex drop down to the yellow there. Actually, he might have been already in the yellow, so that might be a liar at that point. But they're going to make it to the safe room here. They have pretty much one last hit separating them from the safe room. And this massive, what, 800 plus 800 exactly health bonus.
Wow.
This is insane. I mean, this is something that you can't hope to make up on your home server. Witch down by the hands of Rochelle.
Spitter dead too.
You can't.
HCP is not looking good right here because that Spitter's already dead. I don't know exactly what that was. Smoker, Charger, Jockey, but no support SI to go on top of that. Everything spawning from inside aside from the Smoker. Jockey killed, Charger shut down, Smoker gets a quick pull but gets self-cleared, and that is going to be Team Serenity. I am absolutely in awe of what I'm seeing right now. It is a beautiful thing to watch. They're going to score 3,296 points through the first 3 maps of Downpour, a 784, 61.2% health and damage bonus conglomerate right there on this map to take an over 2,500 point lead on HCP going into HCP Survivor half on the European server here. Kiss me, what is this?
I am very unsure right now. That's just absolutely insane. I mean, looking at the score delta, you wouldn't expect that to be HCP on the other receiving end of this score delta right now. I mean, that's just astronomical.
I wish HCP's gonna have to do the same thing on their server.
Well,
now.
yeah, that's why
know?
I'm so blown away. Like the first 2 maps, they weren't like huge score deltas. Like I'm like, all right, Serenity, they didn't play that good, so I really they only had temporary make it into the safe rooms. But when you look at that health bonus that they just walked in the safe room with, that's pretty big, and that is going to average out across all the other maps that HCP has to make back, and while also wiping Serenity. So they have a huge mountain to climb right now, and HCP, they have to start right here. Like they literally need to match that health bonus Serenity just made the saving with. So they have to make like a 700 plus health bonus on this map. They have to stop that bleed, because right now as it stands, they're what, 2,500 points down on the 3rd map.
Yep.
That is
going into their Survivor side.
That's wonky.
That is extremely wonky, but Serenity are showing why they were the #1 seed right here, at least so far. It's going to be a Boomer, Hunter, Spitter, and a Jockey going in. Hunter is going to get seeded. Boomer lands a single boom, then does get M2. Proxies onto Rochelle. A little bit of spit damage onto Super right there. Not as much baiting that time from HCP. And the thing is, Kiss Me, we're used to seeing HCP play really, really well with ping. In the other matchups that they've had, even with Serenity, I think they only lost by like, what, 1,200 points or something like that when they played against them on Pacifice on the European server or something. It was some really small delta that went out like that. But instead here, all the momentum is on Team Serenity's favor. HCP are looking flustered at this point, and now they're going to be charged with beating this tank in an indoor area most likely, and then making safe room with bonus to keep it anywhere near close.
This is... I'm not really sure what's going on right now. I mean, once again, that 2,500 point delta, that's literally 800 points per map that HCP has to make up, or at least make every single map if they wipe Serenity at 0 points on the next server. Like, they have a lot to make up. That map was huge for Serenity, making it with that big of a health bonus. But here comes the next hit, though. Jockey, Hunter, Burger lands from the back. Charger from the side. Everything whiffs, though. Hunter does manage to land at the last second there, but everything else being shut down. Only SI left up is this Boomer, and I'm assuming they're going to try and just hold it for the commitment from the tank.
Yeah, and looks as though HCP are having issues either with the stairs or debating what they want to do in this area, but Boomer is still going to be trying to spawn inside those cubicles. Tank is in the hands of Vex, aka Vexdale, for Team Serenity. Charter Boomer Smoker. How about we take it over to a Serenity War Room right here and hear if they're going to commit this anytime soon.
I think
You could actually go from stairs maybe too, like rocket from here, and tank push them towards you.
No, listen, guys. If the tank goes in from the window, insta boom from behind, from the door.
From here?
Yeah,
Okay.
because the tank will push the survivors to you.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Wait,
Watch out, the
Yeah.
go.
the infected ladder's a bit fucked, so get that boom if you can. Nice, triple boom. Wait. Let's go help. Get back to the roof.
Go back.
Go back.
Run.
Don't die. One.
Let's get one hit.
Go.
Go. Nice, another boom. Maybe you can rook from the window, can you?
I don't think so.
Let's put the heart. Watch,
Hitbox.
they're shooting you.
And we are back. That was pretty well taken by HCP. I mean, they made
They
it.
didn't die.
Yeah, that was really rough in the beginning. Ellis got a couple lucky jukes there before he got that end cap. Or got incapped, I should say. But yeah, they do actually find a set of pills as well, and they're going to pass them around and pick up that fourth set. That's going to put their health bonus up to 877. So they're actually currently, 90 up on where we saw Serenity actually end their half. So they are on pace to actually make it to the safe room with a basically even health bonus to them. But they have probably a good 5 or 6 hits left.
Honestly, that tri-boom that landed should have probably wiped them, but then the multi-punch went out, and I think they were able to kite it around just enough where they only took one in-cap off of it. We have that Boomer getting popped, Hunter gets cleared, and now, like, again, I am kind of stunned because that tri-boom landing in that area should have, in my opinion, done a little bit more. That Charger does get melted, spit delay in the front, but now Serenity are the ones on the SI side of things who seem a little bit out of whack. The survivors are getting pretty split up right here, and there shouldn't be spawns to really take advantage of that, I don't think, unless, who is that, Ellis decides to get even more split than he already is, but if they can keep this Kiss Me, they could even match what Serenity did on their home server here. That would be a huge boost for them.
Yeah, and I mean, we definitely see a bit of a change here coming out from HCP as well. It looks like they might have actually kind of done away with that whole play tight, play close, and, bait a little bit. They seem much more aggressive now with the play style, kind of separating a little bit, kind of baiting the SI coming at them, and then they regroup upon the hit actually committing. But there's another hit coming in, a little bit of damage going out onto Bravo with that pounce bit. Yeah, and that's going to knock him down to 870 health bonus.
That's still huge, though, for the away server. Let's talk about that, because that's what we pretty much saw Serenity do on their home server, obviously, right here. But now HCP are one hit away, pretty much, from mirroring that. And then if they reach the safe room with that, this is going to be a competitive game once again, instead of what we've seen so far. Technically, it's the second half of the game right now. That would be one hell of a second half turnaround if they can continue pulling it off. But right here, they need to mitigate this choke with a Charger Smoker Boomer Jockey waiting in the wings from Serenity, and there is a Witch at the end as well. HCP could honestly elect to go all the way around if they want to, and that might be what we're seeing. Jockey does spawn up right there, and they are Kiss Me. They're going to decide to wrap around the building instead.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the safest thing that they could do right now. They don't want to take that drop and, obviously move right into the SI's, line of sights where they're hoping that they do drop. So let's see what they like to do here. They have made their way around the building. Boom does whiff on all 4 survivors. So that is a godsend for HCP, to say the least. And now the Jockey trying to be a little bit of distraction here, trying to make some time here for that Boom to get his Boom back up. Smoker and pull on a coach outside. Rochelle looking at Tonka, doesn't find it though. She gets distracted as well. There's a possible tri-cap. Actually, Elle's getting stumbled there. Yeah, coach taking a lot of damage. Rochelle does eventually get cleared. There's the double boom from that reboom coming out, and that it will be the attack. But that decimated the health bonus, dropped it 120 points, and it looks like they are going to completely avoid this Witch. but they will be able to find that safe room.
That's unfortunate that they just accidentally blew like 100 points of health bonus. I mean, they still have a really good bonus. They're going to make it in. It's going to be a close round. It's going to be 3,296 to 2027, so it's not as much of a, like, demolishing as we saw before that. It's like 100 points, but they would have actually been in the lead, I'm pretty sure, had they not had that little brain lapse there, where I think Coach was trying to move back to pick the boomer. 2 survivors went forward. Somebody got pulled outside, and then the SI capitalized all over that. Again, impressive for HCP. They were able to match it. It's just a little deflating to have something like that happen at the end, where even though, yeah, it's only like, what, 100 points off the bonus, it's just so stupid.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. I mean, once again, you have to kind of figure if Coach was a little closer, obviously that wouldn't have happened. But at the same time, I wonder what they were calling. I mean, did they all say, all right, everyone inside, or did one guy say, all right, I'm going to go shoot the witch and draw her in? Or, you know, did everyone just, or did the other 2 stars just kind of like, oh, I'm going to follow? And then Coach was like, oh, crap, I'm out here alone. Like, you have to kind of think of what was going on with their team comms, what was their decision made, and then just kind of, you know, did everyone follow order or not? But regardless, we'll be moving into the 4th map. Thank you guys very much for tuning in again. You're watching the Bleed Out Tournament Upper Bracket Finals. HGP Healthcare Professionals versus Serenity. NA versus EU. So we will have a best of 2 format here. And the winners of this match will go home with $600 guaranteed. No matter if they lose the Grand Finals match or not, they are guaranteed $600. Where the lower, or the loser of this game, I should say, will go to the lower bracket Grand Finals, where they will play for $300 and a chance at the Grand Finals, which obviously first place, $2,100. Not something to pretty much laugh about. I mean, that's something that all these players want. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, that's a great prize pool, and obviously the community contributions will fuel that, so thanks for everybody who contributed to that prize pool. Thanks for keeping competitive Left 4 Dead alive in the new year right here, I guess, since we're already 7 months into 2016. But, you know, here's the question. All right, Tanks at 77%. Survivors right now, Serenity playing with just about a 1,300 point lead, a little bit less than that. If Team HCP can pull out a wipe on this tank somehow and then, like, make safe room, that would be, like, less than 1,000 points going into the next game. Right now, as it stands, the Delta's 1,200. That's about what it was in the last series that we saw that was extremely close on the pacifies. If they can do that, they'll be in really good position. We have that Jockey Manual Land. Charger is going to whiff, though, off that Tri-Boom Smoker Pole. Almost a 3-cap going out. That could have been a lot more damage, Kiss Me, but it only ended up being about 30.
That was really close to being much more devastating than that. That was incredibly well played by the SI. Not too sure who that boom was for Team Healthcare Professionals, but that was incredibly placed. He literally rocketed right into Survivor's faces. He was like, either you guys shoot me, or I'm going to land and just boom all of you guys anyway. So it was pretty much a do-or-die situation, and they popped him. They didn't care. But obviously they all ate that stumble as well, all 3 of them at least. And that was a pretty damn well executed hit there by HCP. They got to be feeling it. They're starting to land these hits much bigger than they have in the past 2 maps. And really, well, last 3 maps, I should say, because even the 3rd map was pretty rough for them. But they managed to claw back their Survivor, at least on the 3rd map, and it seems like it's beginning to affect their Survivor game here as well. Here comes a hit, though. Charger makes his way along the smoke. There's a nice smoke into the charge. Going to pin Rochelle up against the cement wall there, and this Boomer, not going to grab that proxy, is going to get shut down. Tank up at 77% of the way through the map, so we have quite a little bit ways to go for that.
Indeed, and I'll be interested to see where Team Serenity are going to fight it, because like I said, if they can, they really just need to make safe room on this map, in my opinion. If they can do it with bonus, that's fine, but they do not want to get wiped on the Survivor side of things. If they do, that's going to open the door for Team HCP. Obviously, the map distance has been nerfed through the fact it's ace mod, as is regular hard rain map 4, but still, anything that HCP can now capitalize on, it would be great for them. Charger leading in, not going to land. The Hunter does manage to land a pin onto Rochelle, with a Jockey actually running inside of her hitbox for just 1 second to get Miro down to just about, actually exactly 50 HP. And this is going to be a Bravo tank, Kiss Me, for HCP. Let's see exactly what he chooses to do with it. How about we send over to an HCP Worm, because this is a huge tank.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, the car is still alarmed, P. Want us to get a hit?
Hold up. Get a hit back there.
Okay.
They're on back now.
They're going back, yeah.
You have
Probably
2
in the
cars.
open field.
Yeah, they'll probably go all the way back. Or try to.
Not that all the way. Make sure that car gets in a nice spot. It's way too far back.
It's all the way in the back. I mean, if you push them, you'll tunnel them through it.
Don't let him push out. There you go.
They're gonna go forward.
Can you cap the guy in the back?
Oh, dude, they're set.
Got him?
Nice. I got hooded. I got. Oh, I don't.
Got him, Jockey? No.
Unsued me.
No, clear.
Get out, tank maybe.
Blue.
Okay. Hota just made a play that could go on any, like, single highlight reel you could want to find right there. Not because he shut something down, but because he prevented a huge wipe.
That was a wipe.
That was a wipe. Vex got pounced. Hota got pulled. He self-cleared because I think the tank either punched him out of the Smoker Tongue's range, but it gave Hota the chance to get that second shot off. That should have been a wipe. I could not personally hear HCP's War Room, but for the love of God, that should have been a wipe. Hota made the play. This is now Serenity, who have just, like I said, that play right there was worth its weight in gold in terms of this match, because that would have had the entire momentum swing HCP's way. They would have gotten the wipe I talked about before, but instead, Serenity still have 100% damage bonus. Kiss me, I cannot understate how important that clear was.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta kind of also, unfortunately, push it a little towards Bravo. The Smoker's Tongue, yet again, was out there, but he actually ended up punching Coach, who was, once again, that survivor in the backfield. Not the one that got capped earlier on, but the one who went to save the... I believe it was... No, it was Ellis in the back. But regardless, they're going to be able to make their way to the save from now. And really, if Bravo didn't land that punch, I mean, that's one punch you actually don't want to land with a tank. That would have been a double cap in the back with one SI still up, that being the jockey for the tank to work with to actually secure that wipe on the survivors. And they're going to make it in with a 388 health bonus. Yet again, not outstandingly high, but that's definitely quite a hefty bonus to carry.
It's going to put the pressure now back on HCP, where it's like if they had gotten that wipe and then at least made the distance right at the tank again, and they get wiped themselves, it would have been the same delta going in. But instead now it's 2,000 points, over 2,000 points, going into their survivor half on the away server right here. That's 4K points from Serenity, so that's 1K per map, almost exactly going out so far. And again, that's the pace that HCP is going to have to deal with. And Serenity, not an easy team to wrangle, even on the away server, because, like I said, they have the experience with it. They're used to playing in the North American scene and North American tournaments, even when there wasn't a home and away system implied for the tournament. So, like, this is going to be really tough, I'd say, for HCP. But they can definitely pull it off. It's just such a shame for them that, again, something so close to being that picture-perfect wipe was disrupted.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, if they were actually able to make that wipe a reality, and then they were able to just make that safe with like a 200 health bonus, this game would literally have dropped down to like a 600-point game, which would be so close for the finale. And obviously we have a second game to go through as well, but you know, HGB would have been they would have been in a really good spot. I mean, they still are. They're only 2,000 points down at the start of this half, and assuming they make that save from, that's 400 points. That's 1,600 points at that point in time. So they're really not out of it by any means, but there is a nice gang up there onto Bravo. Everything going out onto him, but it gets cleared just as quickly as it lands, and he is going to be able to walk away and actually take the lead here. He's going to go for this crown, I assume? He's going to go ahead and shoot her. She's going to start climbing up here. Alice going to go in for the assist crown, and this witch is dead. Yeah, there we go. Second shot from Super, going to kill it off.
Yeah, they almost left Dusty behind there. He took a little bit of common chip, not a whole lot, though. He was hoarded for a second, so that wasn't able to be cleared enough for them to advance their movement through this, but now they should be in good position for the choke. Serenity's got a good hit for it, too, though. Charger, Hunter, Boomer, and a Jockey. No Spitter, but that Boomer can cause a lot of separation, and you're climbing over this ladder and everybody jumps down like that. There are a few spots that the SI can come from. Looks as though they're going to mostly elect, though, to come from the top roof, and that Charger can then come from either the second floor or the hole in the wall down below. And HCP are going to bait it again, Kissing, which I think is the right call.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad call at all. I mean, if they keep switching up their gameplay style like this, it's going to start disrupting with Serenity's cohesion. It's going to make them think, all right, what are they doing now? Are they playing back? Are they playing more aggressive? And especially if they were to, say, switch this up mid-round or something, it would really mess with Team Serenity's SI. But regardless, they will go ahead and continue way through the map here. There's a nice pop on the boom after it did land initially. Charger whiffs on Bravo. Nice dodge by him. He being the, what is that? Oh, my God. I forget what the name of the guy is that holds a red cape and, like, goes with the bulls and stuff.
Matador.
Matador, that's it. I couldn't think of the
We're
name.
about to see is that jokes we're about to see Hota's tank too, so the Spain thing coming into play?
All right, now you're just making it racist. No.
No, I actually wasn't making racist. I like the tie-in right there. I like the play on words. You mentioned Matador.
I mean,
We have the tank,
yes,
someone who
Hota
lives
is
in
now
Spain.
Matador.
Indeed he is. We have that pull going out. Not going to land. Hunter going for scratches. Actually got M2'd, I'm pretty sure, by Rochelle, which is how the config theoretically should work, but usually doesn't. And here we go. The tank for Team Serenity is up into the Spanish powerhouse himself, I believe as he has been called. It is Hota's tank right here. And Kizmi, we saw him actually wipe Team HCP, I believe, in the last game that we saw between them when it was on Pacifice. And HCP are going to have their work cut out for them. How we take it over to a Serenity Worm and hear how Hota plays this tank.
Hota.
Oh, boom, I should be going, so what?
Cool.
There you go. Maybe Charger too. It's kind of hard to land on high pings.
Okay.
Okay.
Reloading.
One boom. You need the cars to wipe. You need cars. You need cars. Cars. Where's your cars?
It's on the roof.
Yeah. Don't lose the control. We need to wipe with this. Get another boom. You need to get the alarm car in play. Switch roofs. When you can, switch roofs. Because they're gonna hide now. You gotta get it now. You gotta get it now. Or you go AI. Don't die. Don't die. Oh, they're gonna rush. Let it go AI. We need to slow them down.
Let's go ahead and bring it back here. That tank's pretty much dead, 3 HP. If that last second rock by Hota had landed, though, I would have been absolutely blown away. But here comes a nice double cap attempt there. Nice ground and pound there by Purple, though, shutting down that Hunter. And that will be the Stars making the way into save him. Oh, wasn't it Purple?
No.
No, it was right in front of Rochelle, but Ellis shot it, I guess. I just assumed. Yeah, okay. I understand. But they do manage to make it to the safe room, keeping the bleed to a minimal, but they will still go down by 84 points. So it'll be a 1,350 point game going into the finale, which is relatively close. I mean, if you're HCP, you can't be too upset.
Honestly, for how we saw this game go through the first half, so the first 2.5 maps, this is a really good delta right now for HCP in my opinion. 'Cause we saw them getting rolled for a second, but then it was their survivor half, map 3, that really brought it back together, where they only were down by, on that chapter specifically, only 100 points difference going in. That tank by Hota, unconventional, but he got, I think, like probably 6 rocks or something like that. So he was able to make damage out of it in an area where he wasn't able to employ his hittable, and most of the permanent HP was also taken off of HCP by those SI support hits. And at this point, this finale can be really, it's worth a lot of points, first of all. It's like 600 distance, and then I forget how much bonus it is. I think it's like either 12 or 1100. So this is more akin to how we saw the Hard Rain finale be before Ace Mob, when it was nerfed down to like 400 distance points or whatever. So if Team HCP can get the wipe right here, that would be huge, but I expect Serenity probably to play it. I don't know. There's two options. You either play it inside or you play it outside on the roof. If they make this finale right here, we can see them scoring 5K on their home server, and then that's going to force HCP to do the same thing.
Yeah, I could definitely see them making this boat. I don't really think there's much standing in the way of that happening. If you guys wondering in chat, yes, there is in fact a finale. As far as Watch Left 4 Dead, I don't know if that's still up or not. The person would be tasked that to would be a Stoopy. I don't know if he's in the chat or not. If you are Stoopy, people are asking about Watch Left 4 Dead. They're wondering where it is. So if he's here, I'm sure he'll answer. Or if not, he'll probably come in later if he's just listening to the sound right now. Could be at work or something. I don't know. But, yeah, regardless, we're waiting on one last player here to ready up for Team Serenity. We'll go live here with the finale. Once again, guys, this is the first game of 2 afterwards. After this map is over, we will be switching servers over to the North American, which is also Healthcare Professionals' home server, which will be in Chicago. So the ping should pretty much swing back in the other way. And we should see, obviously, Team Serenity having a little bit of a higher ping, whereas HCP should have relatively low pings, probably, but low 60, 70, I would say. So should be a pretty interesting turnaround to see how the pings actually play into effect here for Serenity and HCP over on that second game. But yeah, this game, the further we get into this game, the more I'm realizing the winner of this, no matter what, gets $600. Like, that is insane for both these teams.
It's happening.
What happened?
Vex is out. Here he is. Dane has joined the server.
Oh god. The
Einstein
Einstein.
of Left 4 Dead 2, according to Hota.
The strategist himself, Salty, Dane of Team Serenity, has joined. And I do have to say, Dane's he's pretty smart, to say the least. That's to say the least. He is a pretty smart guy, so I wouldn't doubt that he is the main strategist for Team Serenity. And this could really change things around here for Team Serenity in the last 2 maps at least. They've had some pretty iffy SI. They haven't been able to really keep HCP down and out and from answering the call. But regardless, we are going live here yet again, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. You're watching the upper brackets grand, or not grand finals. Well, I guess it is the grand finals upper brackets, but regardless to the finals of the upper bracket of
Grand
the
finals
playoff
of the upper brackets.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
All right. It is basically the grand finals of the upper brackets. It is the last match of it, therefore the grand finals of it. But regardless, there's a nice double boom going out to Team Serenity. Right side to say from everything, pretty much getting a piece of the damage. And you know what else? You're banned.
I am banned. That's a double boom going out. The witch is actually in play. And yes, there is a witch on this finale, for those that don't know. A little odd in terms of how that goes, instead of being on hard rain finale where there is no witch. But Miro jumps onto the truck, takes out that witch, and we'll see exactly where Team Serenity elects to take this finale, first of all, and then also where they want to fight the tank. The room can work pretty well, but you really need to make sure you focus that skylight and you don't clump up to get double boomed or charged or something like that. But I think they're actually going to play it outside. Indeed, they are. Jockey, Hunter, Charger, and a Spitter for this next hit.
And this really isn't a bad spot, I guess, but I'm not really a fan of the ability for Smoker to get a massive puller. But Hunter works his way in. Charger actually has to land on the Ellis. Spit goes down right. Oh, it actually overshoots. What?
Oh,
no.
The spit missed Dane right there, who did indeed get charged. That would have been probably half of his health gone, but instead it's just that Charger landing with, I think, 1 slam or whatever it was. That's unfortunate because, like I said, every single bit of damage right now that HCP can get is going to help their case, and they're getting guns, I guess, and they're going to transition back to the roof spot before our next hit is up, but the hit is up now. Boomer, Smoker, Hunter, and a Jockey for the next hit from HCP. Jockey going up top. We see the pull going out. There's the double cap. Beautiful cover by that Hunter. And there's the Jockey. Actually, not the Jockey. I thought that was a Jockey. That was a common instead. But that's a beautiful... This is different now, Kiss Me. These hits are doing a pretty good amount of damage off the start here for HCP.
Yeah, that's really not bad at all. And if you think about it, Dane should also be down into the L at the very least from that charge. If that Spitter had just managed to be a little more exact with that spit, I'm assuming the Spitter just didn't realize how close Dane was to actually, or how far away that Charger was before it hit Dane. So his judgment was a little off, to say the least.
Indeed. Now the tank for Team Healthcare Professionals is going to come up into the hands of Supra. Boomer down below, not going to land. Spit misses. Hunter gets shut down. Let's take it over to an HCP special infected worm, because if Supra can wipe this tank, that'd be huge.
Need to drop down, take no damage.
Not run up there.
I think they're gonna like back up into this water when you commit. I think
Yeah,
they're
probably.
a boom or something.
Let's get a hit then.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep charging. It's gonna be good. I guess I'd just get rid of those.
Looking good.
Maybe try and get over here and get this car in when you commit.
Good boom.
Nice.
Make
Go
more
with that.
sense. I think they're gonna go inside.
I feel like support should help early,
I'm going out.
so he gets a lot of time to do whatever he wants.
This
And I'll
one's
get a late.
slow.
Go, don't fuck with the car. I'll help him late too. You guys should help him now. 3K, 2K. I just got my spot.
I have mouse keyed.
Alright, you got a 2 cap right here. Could be a way.
And just like that, that tank is dealt with, but not before wreaking absolute havoc on Team Serenity. 2 in caps, Thug Life down on the red, and indeed even Hoda basically on the brink of going slow here in the high 40s health.
Honestly, that almost was a wipe. There was a double cap that went on the side over there. Super was just a little bit too far away, but Super's tank did a great amount of damage. The double boom landing to start that off, forcing the survivors inside. He positioned a car outside so they couldn't push him out. And then he went in, managed to get the damage they did, and there's a nice double cap landing. But the survivor on the bus just like ricocheted off of it again. I'm not exactly sure why. The spinner got picked, but the hunter landed. And kiss me, this is an entirely different feeling right now, I would say, on this finale than we saw from the rest of the game, because HCP's SI, this is probably the most work they've done. Obviously, the survivors were able to get the pills from inside the pill cabinet as well. I think there's still 2 sets in there even, so they're going to make the boat. But honestly, this finale is definitely survivable with a better bonus than that, even on the high ping from HCP. Another double boom landing as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're in a pretty good spot right now. Once again, only a 483 health bonus. Smoker looking for pull here onto Rochelle. Doesn't find it, though. Gets shot down right away. Jockey as well being killed off by Nick up top. He was all alone, though. Super throwing out a buy. Oh, my God. Oh, we're going to ignore that one. But anyway.
Only Dill would say that.
Yeah, only Dill. I mean, he says some funny stuff. Dill. I miss Dill, actually. I don't even know where he's been.
Well, let's see here, because now they have, what, another 100 points-ish before that boat gets up. I think it's actually going to tick up right now. Boomer, Smoker, Charger, and a Hunter for the next hit. They could actually elect to send it right here. Hunter coming in, straight pouncing Nick up top. Charger and Smoker both going out. Charger's going to get melted before taking Hota from that Smoker pull, however. The single boom did go out, and this should be Serenity pretty much making the boat.
Indeed, and they have a 445 health bonus as it stands. That is very easily beatable, I want to say, by HCP. Once again, it's only a 1-tank map. It's not anything like astronomical to really fight against here, so I wouldn't be surprised if they actually end up beating that health bonus. Obviously, the temporary hasn't been touched all that much on Team Serenity. It's still staying at 8.
Yet.
Yeah, there's a long period of waiting, but that charge incredibly close on Nick, though. Jockey lands onto Rochelle. They're going to drag her back in the map a little bit. But yes, now the boat's coming. The moment that light actually kicks on, the boat comes. So, yeah, there's a pretty nice grace period between the tank and the actual boat coming. And HCP were also very timely with their attacks and whatnot.
Might have another set of spawns just to throw in at the survivors' faces as the boat's getting here. Indeed, they do. So maybe they can make something else happen here. It's going to be a Smoker, Charger, Jockey, and a Boomer. They can send the entire hit. And the Smoker is going to go for the pull, not going to land. Charger going for the YOLO charge, not going to land either. There's the Jockey onto Adane for a split second. Double Boom lands as well, but there is Team Serenity making the boat on their home server. We'll see if they manage to reach that 5K. I think they did, just barely, but that's going to make Team Healthcare Professionals have a task cut out for them on their home server. It's 5,028 points for Team Serenity on their home server, just about 1K per map. But kiss me, now it really comes down to what is HCP going to score on this finale, right? Because they have that tank to deal with, but the tank is pretty survivable in general. If they can even match that, they would not be in a terrible position. Maybe only like 1.5K going down into the North American server.
If I were HCP, I wouldn't be really all that worried. Again, if they can take these attacks pre-tank pretty well, I think they'll be in a very good position. And I wouldn't be surprised if they could take one out of actually Team Serenity's book and really hold in that same spot, because it's really not that bad of a place. You just have to make sure that you block the spawns directly in front of you, basically inside of the cafe and whatnot, so that the Charger doesn't get the cheeky spawn right at the engine block of the truck like we saw earlier in that half. In all honesty, I think they could make this a 1,000-point game. I mean, as it stands right now, the points differential is at 2,300, about that. So if they made like 1,300 points back, that's literally map distance plus like 600-700 health bonus. And I mean, what's the max health bonus on this? 1,200? I really think that's doable. I mean, tank taking away 500 health. If you can shut down the SI pretty well, I mean, that might be another 100, 200. I can see him walking away with like a 600 health bonus. And really just narrowing it down to a 1K point game going into their home server, which in theory should be in their favor.
10-year-old Susu dribbling on his fist.
Oh, God.
Because Super said EOS bought Dane going over strats.
Oh.
Don't worry, there's a lot of love between these two teams, obviously. And as I mentioned at the start, you know, Super was basically on a team with everybody on Serenity except for Dane at the same time. He's been on a team with Dane before. I think that was for the Reflux tournament. But then he was on Helheim with Hota, Thug Life, and Miro. So it was like, there's definitely like a little bit of a rivalry, I'd say, between these two teams as well, because they are two of the top teams in the world, if not the two top teams in the world. But they're like, it's that odd point where it's like between friends and rivals almost. It's almost like a frenemy situation, I would say, because there has been legitimate like bad blood between them, but also everybody's almost been on a team with everybody else.
Yeah, and I mean, admittingly, when the tournament was in its sign-up stage, we actually kind of we had a prize Super away from Helheim because we really wanted to see like a big NA just beast of a team go up against the European at the time Helheim.
So basically, we practiced like that thing where you go and you can like try to change the genetics of the children in order to make them what they want. We did that with the teams.
Yeah, we basically told Super, listen, you're not allowed to play on Helheim. We didn't actually say
I
that.
didn't say that.
Yeah,
I think you did.
No, we didn't actually say that. But we were like,
implied
listen.
it.
Yeah, we were like, listen, we want a big NA versus EU tournament. You know, there's some really big Asian teams showing up, some big Russian teams, European teams, with obviously Helheim being one of them. But we want a master NA team to just show up, and they definitely provided. I mean, you look at the roster of healthcare professionals, it's just massive. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better roster, in my opinion. But regardless, we are going live now, so we will have to see in the end NA versus EU. I have a feeling that's really going to be our grand finals, because, you know, obviously we have an NA and EU team also in the lower bracket still. But anyway, first attack coming in here, though. Jockey and Smoker both land. Charger whiffs and goes right into the safe and being killed off as well. And that's going to be a nice bit of damage going out of the Super, actually, with the reproxy onto Rochelle as well. So that will be, once again, Super taking a bit of damage, dropping the health bonus down to a 1223 right away, which now being taken by Super. He actually misses the crown. What?
He missed it, but then Purple shot the Witch in the face.
Yeah, he actually got 1700.
We talked about that whole team doctoring thing, that putting Super with these people was how we were going to get the Monster NA team. I'm just asking.
I mean, who would you have rather have seen?
I don't know, actually, but I can get back to you on that one. But let's see. We have a Smoker, Hunter, Charger, and a Spitter going out right here for the next hit. Let's see, because HCP are staying in the same spot. There's a Skeet on the Hunter by Purple, and they're not sending the rest of the hit, question mark? Now they are. Charger's going for a free. What is this SI play right now? I'm not exactly sure what I'm watching, but that Hunter either went early and the rest of them weren't ready, but that was the most desynchronized hit we've seen from Serenity so far.
I think the main point with that hit that they were trying to get out of HCP was really just pull them away from each other, use that Hunter as sort of a wedge, and just kind of separate the survivors with it. Unfortunately, it met the shotgun of Coach really preemptively, and the other SI were kind of like, well, it didn't go the way we really wanted it to, but I think we should still go and just resync our spawn timers, because Spitter's probably going to get hunted down in a second. So they went anyway. Obviously, it wasn't what they wanted, but the Hunter was pretty much the pawn, to say the least.
Indeed, there's a boomer pop going out. Hunter does land, gets instantly cleared. Charger desperately looking for it, manages to land it, but then not going to complete the charge. And HCP have done a really good job taking these hits so far, and the tank is going to be up for Team Serenity into the hands of the one and only Dane.
This is going to be pretty big. I mean, look at the health bonus right now for Team HCP. 800 points up on where Serenity ended the map. I mean, once again, this will be huge for them if they make it with this health bonus. That would bring it down to a 500-point game going into the next game. That is, that's big. That's massive for HCP.
How about we take it over to an HCP Survivor side war room here, change it up a little bit, because they could pull this off.
Indeed, let's go ahead and kick it over. See what the master strategist himself, Dane, is thinking.
Okay.
Dane, you color, you are the tank.
I think you should hit with everything.
Ready? Go.
Why I can't boom? What the fuck?
Reload.
I'm clicking. Nothing happened. I'm standing there like a fucking retard.
Good.
Sorry.
Pick top again.
Boomer, or not Boomer, but Smoker's playing as
Go up there and
Rock.
keep fucking with him.
Rock right. He's right there.
Hit him. Watch rock, watch rock.
Bounce. Bravo.
This is LOS down here.
Yeah, let's
After
us.
this.
Rock.
Oh.
He's dropped. He's going for cars.
He dropped.
No, he's
Oh,
just
he's baiting us. He's
LOS.
baiting us. He's baiting us.
They might have a boomer. Get in positions. Get back up top. If his cars are shit, we should just stay up here and fight it.
Hit. He's coming closer. He's in. Rock, rock, rock. Rock right now, guys.
Got rock.
Team.
It's LOS hard. Don't look at him, he's just
Okay, I'm
making
gonna
you look at him.
truck.
Grabbing him off, yeah.
He's close at cars.
LS. He's here. On the tree. There's no way they hit again.
Boomer. 2.
Hold.
Rock. Jockey's still alive.
Check right here.
Dead.
Back up.
Just
I'm getting
back
ammo.
up.
I'm inside getting ammo.
Rock. Car.
Car.
You guys are split.
Push back out right now.
His car is kind of in a shitty spot.
Rock right now. Rock, rock.
Get in a good
Smoker
spot.
died.
Get in your spot.
Smoker
Get in your
died,
spot.
it's LOS. Smoker died.
He's inside the storage building.
I'm LSing right now.
He's on top of the storage building. Rock.
Boomer. Same spot. Both of you again. Back up.
He's still alive.
He's dead.
There's nobody on that truck.
Yeah, why is nobody watching that?
He's in.
He's in.
I'm kinda separated.
You can't get the car.
Tank.
Oh, it's common. Cannot get card here.
Move right.
Go behind the bus.
Come out by me.
Oh, I'm split off.
Jockey.
I got Jockey.
Clear him, clear him, clear him.
Clear. Kill his tank.
No more, no more. He's getting out. Go up top on the building and rank him. Rock right now.
We have to go inside. We need to
Let's
go
just go
inside.
inside, he's
By me.
low.
Just sit back where we can't get capped.
Taking a shotgun.
I'm just gonna shoot him the whole way in.
Smoker. Pull that shit, dude. Jackie's gonna break this door to our left.
He's trying to bring a car in. Alright, he's coming from the window.
Yeah, he's window rock right now.
Smoker's dead.
Bounce. Clear.
Rock. Did he miss that?
I think he missed
Kill
it.
him.
Rock. Quiet.
What?
Dead. Grab pills.
And we are back. That was a pretty well-played tank there by HCP, as well as Donnie, though I can't really take anything away from him. He got a lot of damage out onto them with not really that much SI support to boot.
Focus the hittable too much.
Yeah, that was really the downfall. But then again, he got some nice last-second hits there out on the survivors with the final kind of minute or so of that tank. But yeah, so they will have about 3 to 4 more hits to actually take care from the SI, and then the Stars should be able to make their way onto the boat. Health bonus check is at a 715, so they're still at a place where they can actually claw back a little bit of health here.
Well, yeah, they've hit that charge spit, though. That's going to go down onto the health/damage bonus of Dusty for a little bit of damage right there. But he can take his pills and then grab another set, but they could actually end up beating Team Serenity on this finale in terms of who scores more points. They have one set of pills still left in there as well. If they can just hold on to these, they would be in an okay position to do just that. They'd take a couple more hits. But again, yeah, HCP rotated well there, and they used the comms you mentioned before, and they were able to keep rotating away from that hittable again and again and again, and the SI really weren't able to do a whole lot to them. Again, there was a bit of damage that went out from it, again, because, again, Donnie was able to do what he was able to do. But right now, another hit's coming in. That's going to be a Hunter getting killed. Charger gets shut down, and the Spit's going to do a little bit of damage to Bravo, but that's about it.
Yeah, so that will be yet again another attack pretty much thwarted there by Team HCP. And they're looking to be a little resilient here with these pills. I mean, they do want to keep them, obviously, for that extra little bit of health bonus that they do get from them. But at some point, you do